Hey BookTube, this is the Behind the BookTube tag.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks. But today I'm going to talking about audiobooks. This is the Behind the BookTube tag, and it was an original tag that Katie at the Book Wanderer came up with. I think it's an excellent tag to do because I think that people who aren't doing BookTube for any number of reasons, this tag makes it so accessible to them and shows them that you don't have to get a whole lot of fancy stuff in order to do it. I was tagged by Michaela at Michaela Eve Reads, and I could go on and on and on for days about this woman. I love her to pieces. To pieces. She is one of those people that if she were my best friend in real life and I did something to concern her, she'd come up and slap me and tell me, don't ever do that to me again. And then she'd grab me and hug me and kiss me on the cheek and go, I was so worried about you. She's just one of those kind of people. Everything with her is so honest and genuine, and I love her. I want to live next door to her. So she tagged me for this, and so I will just get right into it. I used to use the camera on my laptop. I have a MacBook Pro. For years I used that, and I actually was able to do like DIY videos with it. It's a good camera. It's not the highest quality, but I'm not a photographer, so I don't care about that. Then I got my iPad mini for Christmas a couple of years ago, and that was the perfect solution. I decided I would go ahead and start using that. I also use my phone from time to time. This is an iPhone 6, and I like it, but it's a phone, and I have to remember to turn off and put it on like airplane mode and turn off the sound and all that kind of thing. And then I have to remember to turn it all back on when I'm finished recording. So I use this when I'm away from home. I have a tripod. It has a bum leg and it's duct taped. I inherited it from my father-in-law, and it works. When I film with my camera, I have this little guy. This is called a Gorilla Grip tripod, and it's all bendy. You know, you can set it up like a tripod, or you can clamp it onto something if you need to, and it's just got a little snap mechanism where you just slide in the phone and you can use it like that. So when I'm away from home and I want to film on my camera, then I do that. I use that. And the great thing about it is that this little thing, this little mount thing pops right off, and you can screw this into the mount on the tripod, which is pretty nice. I have a mount for my iPad, and I got it at a place called Photo Jojo. It is made by Iographer, and I use it now because I was previously doing it like this, and I was really afraid that the clips were going to crack my screen. You can see where I've just attached it to the platform that where you know you would mount your camera. So I got this mount for the iPad, and I spent way too much money on it. It's a good mount, and it came with a macro lens and a wide angle lens, but I would not recommend getting this. You can get some version of this for a lot cheaper. So I do use those things. I don't use a microphone. I ended up doing more things in the editing process to work with my sound than to do the microphone. And I just use the microphone in my iPad. Lighting has been a constant source of problem for me. So I have two windows, and then I have this lamp that I got it was in the back to school stuff in the college section at Walmart. It was $10. It has lighting that goes up and then lighting that comes at me. And so I put that at wherever the light isn't coming, so it's kind of balanced. So, you know, this was a bright light that I have right here. And so I needed to diffuse it. You know what? I just took a piece of paper, computer paper, like printer paper, and taped it over the, it's so high tech, I know. I make notes, and then I talk, and I can go on for hours, so that's why I need the notes. As many as it takes. As many takes as it takes. I very often don't do more than 2 or 3, and only because I notice that something's wrong, and I want to go back and redo the whole thing. That's when I will stop and start over. But within the course of one take, you can stop and start, and if you stumble over words or something, you can edit that out. So that's usually what I do. I don't use it as a background because I think it's distracting. I think the only time that I like that in any kind of video is when you have somebody, you have dead time. So like if it's like some sort of a document your life thing, or you're showing pictures of things, then I think music is appropriate. But when you're just a talking head, then I don't like it because it's distracting. There are 2 times in my videos that I use music, and they are my intro and my outro. And those are from a CD that my girls made me a while ago where they did the Cup song. So I just have that little snippet at the beginning and the little snippet at the end. And I like the one at the end because it says, "When I'm gone, you're going to miss me when I'm gone." I just thought it was kind of clever. Well, now this is where I think I'm going to start changing the way I do it, because the last couple of ones that I've done, I've used my face. Now, I have not ever liked my face because I don't think I'm photogenic. The ones that YouTube gives you are always so awkward looking. So I just do a graphic. I grab a piece of clip art and then I title it and I take a screenshot, and that's what I use. The last couple of times when I've done my face in the thumbnail, I have just done a screenshot like everybody else does. I use Final Cut Pro 10, and I used to use iMovie, and that worked really well when I was using my computer, because within iMovie you have the ability to go straight to your camera within your laptop and then just shoot the video, and then immediately it was already within the editing program. But the more I used iMovie, the more I realized it didn't do what I wanted it to do. That's important to me because I listen to audiobooks, and so I can't just hold up a book. I have to show you a graphic. And Final Cut Pro has a lot of presets that do what I want. I'm always learning something new. I will say that my daughter has the Adobe Creative Suite, which includes Premiere, and that's an excellent editing program, but it's pricey. Final Cut Pro isn't cheap either, but she tells me that it's got a lot more flexibility than Final Cut Pro. And so I think Final Cut Pro is kind of the middle ground between Adobe and iMovie. And there are a lot of editing programs out there, but Final Cut Pro works for me. It allows me to adjust the sound also in my videos, and that has alleviated messing around with the microphone. I go to a lot of trouble with regard to the way my videos look, because we do nothing but look at video all the time. We look at television, we look at movies, we look at YouTube, and YouTube is a very casual version of all of that, so it doesn't have to be a big deal. But I always try and do everything I do with excellence, and I'm one of those go big or go home people, so I want to do it well. And so production for me is a big deal. I think I balance too much on that side and not enough on the good content side, which, you know, honestly, it doesn't matter how good you look or how clever you are in your editing. If you don't have good content, then why should anybody be watching you? So I try and maintain that balance the best I can, but production is kind of a big deal to me. I don't really have any hacks, but I will tell you that every time I wanted to know how to do something, like I wanted to know about lighting, or I wanted to know about mounting something on a tripod, or, you know, something, I just Googled it. And YouTube has all manner of ways to teach you how to edit or to set up your lighting, and ways to do cheap lighting, and ways to do a cheap tripod, and all kinds of things. You know, all you have to do is Google it or search it on YouTube. So I would strongly suggest that if you want to do things better somehow, I do that. Just look it up on YouTube. It's a great resource. A tip I will tell you, the one thing that drives me absolutely crazy in everybody's video is when they look at the viewfinder and they talk to themselves. It's great for knowing how you look, but I'm not talking to you, am I? I'm talking to myself, and I'm not looking at you. Now I'm looking at you. So I'm talking to you, and I want you to talk to me. Talk to me. So yeah, it just drives me a little crazy, but you know, everybody has their own way of doing it. It's easy to look at the viewfinder when you have an iPhone or an iPad, or even a camera that has like a flip out screen that you can look at. Yeah, look at the camera. The only other tip I can give you is to edit. Edit, edit, edit. I think the person on BookTube, of all the people that I watch, who is an absolute expert at this is Vibke at One Book, One Review. That woman can say more in 3 minutes than I can say in a half an hour. And I edit like a person in a slasher movie. So pare down what you say. I mean, you don't always have to say everything. I tend to go on and on and on. I yak for hours, and so you just have to edit. You have to really have a critical eye when you go back and look at your footage and edit stuff out. And you certainly don't need to apologize. Don't apologize at the beginnings of your videos. You know, that also drives me a little crazy, but you don't have to apologize to me. You don't have to worry about the fact that you don't look your best, okay? Well, if you are that worried about it so as to apologize, why are you filming? You know, don't film then, but don't apologize. If you haven't put up a video in 2 weeks and I haven't seen you, then I might be glad to see you that you're back. But don't apologize, because I did not schedule my life as to how often you post your videos. And you certainly don't schedule your life as to how often I post mine. So no apologizing. No more apologizing. Don't do that. Just don't do that. I watch you because I want to watch you. And I don't care how you look or how often you post. If I want to watch you, I'm going to watch you. And I don't need you to apologize to me. How many more ways can I say that? Well, like I said, production is a big deal to me. So one thing about people who sit in front of a mirror for 20 minutes or something, I don't do that. But I also don't get in front of my camera with wet hair and no makeup and glasses, because I don't go out into public looking like that. So I'm not going to show you something I don't show the rest of the world. You are the rest of the world. So I'm going to look the way I normally look. Now, that's me personally. But I think that it has to be balanced with don't spend hours in front of the mirror trying to look good enough to be on camera. Another thing is be yourself. I can tell when you are not being genuine, when you're not being yourself. If you're hopping all over and doing the YouTube speak and saying, let's get started all the time, I don't believe it. I think people say that all the time. Be yourself on camera. And that's really true. You just need to be yourself and not try and be somebody that you think everybody wants to watch. I have some good examples of very genuine people who are so excited, but they're genuine. You can tell that's how they are in real life. And one is Casey at A Basket Casey Reads. The links to her are in the box. Just go have a look. That's what I'm talking about when I say excited and animated, but very genuine. You can tell that she's like that in real life. One thing I think is important is to be consistent. The people that we all watch, we know we're going to see a video from them, you know, on a consistent basis. But also, if you can do something in your videos that you always do in every video. So, like for me, I say, that's it for now for me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. At the end of every video. It helps to have a couple of predictable, consistent things, video to video, that just identify you. And the thing that I think is most important from a production standpoint is that your content is key. I watched Jenny King's video of this tag, and of course links are below in the box. Go watch her video about how she does this, because she reiterates over and over that content is the key. Content is the reason we watch each other. Why would anybody want to watch me if I didn't want to have something to add to the broad conversation that is BookTube? I think it's key. And I need to concentrate on that a lot more than I do. Like I say, I try and maintain that balance between production and the way the videos look with what I'm talking about and the actual content in my videos. That is the Behind the BookTube tag. And I will tell you that I have done this 3 times. I've filmed this 3 times. I've just never gotten it right. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, if you have any comments, tips, tricks, things that drive you crazy or that you really love in anybody's video, then please add them down below, because you know, share with the class. So yeah, let's do that in comments, and I'll talk to you there. And that's it for now for me. See, there I go. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.